Manish was introduced, and it was interesting. First thing I thought of was, here's another AI thing. But Manish is different. For one thing, I love his energy. I think that, you're going to get so much out of his conversation, but he's got some practical, ideas and thoughts for everyone. And he's brilliant. He really is brilliant. So, Manish, thank you so much for joining us. And we know that, whether you're in job search or, a lot of people are doing independent consulting, and this is for you. And, let's make our lives easier and learn something in the process. And so, Manish, I'm turning it over to you. Thank you again for being here.
Christy, thank you. Can you hear me well?
Yes.
Okay, yes. Happy birthday. And Cyrus, thanks for introducing me to Christy and allowing me to share my knowledge. Hello, everyone. Let me share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. Yeah. So the topic today is AI for SMB solopreneurs, very dear to me because I have been solopreneur before I joined hands with my business partner in 2018 and started the company called Think AI Corporation. So we started on AI much earlier than AI because my business partner was into data. So he was talking, let's keep the company name as data, but we said what is coming next after data, and that was AI. So that's where we started on AI. So I'll share some information on what we have been doing, and I'm sure this will help you. As I said, I have been mostly doing software development. Then I became project manager, then became a consultant, then opened my company. So it's been 26-year long journey. Have written 2 books. I'm passionate about teamwork and collaboration. I'm passionate about project management, and that's how it came. The first book was on teamwork and collaboration, how people can deliver better result by collaboration and better organization within the companies. And the second one was on the same theme, how AI can give 3x or let's call it more productivity with the use of AI. So that was the second book. Um, I do some iPhone photography in my group. I'm the one who is taking most selfie or actually other people picture also. And as you see, productivity has been my passion, golf, and then project management. But before we get into the topic, I want to take you through this little story, like 2 3 minutes. I'll take it on it, and I'll call it this story title as from drawing $100,000 salary to delivering 100,000 of value to our clients. So this started when I was an employee, and I thought, you know, I mean, I was told that I'm understanding better the clients than my team members. So I thought, okay, so that's good. I should not just be a team player. I should become maybe like team lead. So that's what happened. I sought after becoming project manager or team lead, and I did become project manager. And then I was missing technical side of the business because I was talking and communicating a lot with customers, but I was missing technical. So then I said, I thought tech plus project management will be consulting. So let's become a consultant, but still consultant is delivering 1x value or maybe more. But I thought how we can maximize that. So then that's where I started my business as a consulting firm and started delivering more value, right, to clients. So that's where it started. But nobody told me that starting a business is going to be so lonely journey because in the established business they are bigger because they have already figured out a lot of things. When you are solopreneur or starting on your own, you need to figure out everything by yourself. So I got first project, and then overpromise, under delivery happened, wrong contract or wrong resources, and it failed. So I had to go back to job market. And then I realized the value of having a community like PRG. I would say, Christy, what you have put here is very valuable. And similarly, I got introduced to another group called International Association of Microsoft Channel Partners, IAMCP. That's where I met Cyrus also. Just trying to highlight that when you are new to something, it's good to find connections or a group which can help you where you're lacking things. And that's where things started turning, because I didn't know anything on sales marketing, but I knew project management and technology. However, I grew my business through connections and being part of a group, showing up into the group meeting every month, building trust, and that's how I grew my business. And now I'm delivering, as I said, more than $100,000 of cost saving, time savings to our clients, and I have some learnings to share with you. So let's get on to the topic of how AI is helping small business and solopreneurs. So currently, the challenge is people don't know what they have, or even enterprise have so much data that they don't know. So like HP CEO said, if HP knew what HP knows, it would be 3 times more productive. So couple of reality what we have seen in the business is, um, once you start growing the business, you have many applications going on within the system. So you have email going on, you have some task tracking going on, you have a CRM, you have files. People are distracted anyway with the work, and that application is not helping it either. Endless emails, thousands of emails in your inbox, many calendar requests unreplied. Um, People are talking more than actually executing. So sometimes it's just bringing everything together takes a lot of time. So data becomes everywhere. So complexity is increasing. So in the past, people will try to solve this issue by implementing automation. They will have workflows or rule-based system to deliver the better business outcome. Now, today's need is with the AI is context aware decisions. So quick info, all things in one place, and suggestions coming to you. That is the kind of thing the business need. Before we look into what are the things happening in AI, let's look how AI has grew. So before, long back, the generative AI has come. It was all about machine learning and systems learning through reading the understanding the lot of data. We'll call it algorithms, and machine is learning. So machine learning was the big thing. Then came in 2022 ChatGPT. Let's call it generative AI, and you have the text output coming out, image, audio, video, everything, right? So that is generative AI, where AI is generating content. And the new thing is agentic AI. So agentic AI, where actually AI is not just giving you the output, it's actually working on it as well. So that's what is the agentic AI, and we'll talk a little bit on that. And the future of that will be agentic AI, generative AI, all adding to the physical AI, meaning, the robots or self-driving cars and all. So this was a good image. I captured it from CES 2025, and I like this one. We are a Microsoft channel partner, so we focus a lot on Microsoft ecosystem, and their progression is more like it all started with personal agents. So ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, these are all your personal agent. Things are changing into organizational or business process agents. So the workflows are acting on the business processes, and then will be the new agents which will work across organizations. So one company's agent talking to another company's agent and getting things done. Think like simple as a booking agent or shipment details, purchase order details, all that kind of thing. That's where things are going. Just to recapture again, initially it was all traditional software where you have to code the logic. So you will tell the system to behave certain way, and then only the outcomes will be presented. And if you forgot your business logic, then system will not act what you want it to act. Then came the robotic process automation. What humans were doing on the system is mimicking that and doing those processes was RPA. And we just looked into generative AI and how that changed to personal agent, and which is changing to agentic AI. So evaluation is AI is creating, then AI is assisting, being fulfilling your task, and then now things are changing to AI executing things. And I'm going to show you some example of that. Okay. So everybody has been using ChatGPT, Gemini, or Claude. Those are all, I would say, the generative AI generating the text, audio, and video. Agentic AI is able to do much more than that, where you will not say it to write a email. You will say more like, "Hey, I got this email. Reply to it." So it will understand. Okay, I need to reply this, but I need the context. So that's a step two. So it's understanding the end goal first, and it's gonna plan the work. So in order to deliver an email, it needs to read the email, answer any questions in the email, and then formulate the email and maybe ask for approval or not ask for approval and send it. So that will be the plan. Business application is more like any Gmail or Outlook getting used to send the email. And number four is more about it's a one step to send email, or it could be you get a reply from Christy on this particular email, like what's your availability? So that kind of back and forth requires multi-steps. So that will be the, I would say, multi-step workflow, and it will make decision little bit on based on the data, like when Manish is available, and then do the actual booking rather than just booking and double booking myself. And then number six is we retrain, or we give the feedback saying that never book next to the mm, lunchtime, or when I'm traveling, don't book end of the day. Those kind of things you can give. In summary, if you just want to see the agentic AI, it observes, and the difference is it can learn from that observation, can plan, act, and again learn, and it continuously improves. So if you start using agentic AI, it will know, okay, Manish doesn't like next to the lunchtime meeting, or when I'm out meeting somebody, right when I end meeting, I need a travel time back to home or my office, and then next meeting, those kind of learnings. Um, so why companies need agentic AI? They really need it because there are a lot of applications in the system and people are doing manual. So example is in my company, we have notes in OneNote or separate system. Files are in the OneDrive, and then tasks are in Planner kind of scenario. So a project manager needs to refer all three to give me a status. That's manual. And in order to get approval and all, it's all manual. Things are in separate areas. Each project has separate sections, and that's where the missed follow-up happens, and it's adding to the delays. So the opportunity for AI's environment is to connect all things together. Now, small business have more of this issue than bigger business. Bigger business, the larger business will deploy one system like ERP or Salesforce, Dynamics. They will have all things in one. Silos, solopreneurs and small business for the cost consciousness will have some free applications and a small subscription application which doesn't work with each other. So this is actually one of the area we focus on. We don't do enterprise consulting, but we focus more on mid-size and small business. So that's the reason I know a lot on this, and I have been doing project management. So when we are helping clients, we are really able to smoothen their personal productivity as well as enterprise level productivity. Okay, so the next one is so when you're talking about AI having some knowledge, or let's call it AI brain, you can feed all this data to AI securely. I'm not talking we have to feed without security. We have to consider the security. So you don't want to just take one of the free AI tool and ingest all the information. No, we're not suggesting that. Just the information which can be shared within the team, that can be connected with a couple of AI systems, and then you can find the information faster and actually later give it to execute some work. Example is, can you create a next meeting agenda? And that's a work some project manager has to do. Or can you give me project status report? Those kind of things. So I'll show you some example on that as well to connect the dots. So couple of areas right away AI can add value is project management. I mean, let's think it department wise. Whether you're a small business, still maybe you are running all departments yourself as a solopreneur, or if you have a small business, you will have one or two people handling multiple departments. Project management, sales, customer service, marketing, operation, HR, all these areas can have faster execution, better decision, higher productivity. So all the AI outcomes can be helped.
Manish, can we
Yes,
jump forward a little bit? We know a lot of this, and we
sure.
have so let's jump forward to some really practical um, applications of it, and some of the things that people aren't aware of.
Yeah, okay. Let's jump forward on I did want to touch about something like vibe coding. I think that's a little bit of I think next one, but let's show some example first of what I'm talking, then just talking. Let's look at the example of how this works in the real scenario. Okay. So I'm going to share my other slide here. I have the example, and then we will go into the vibe coding. I wanted to show you that as well. Okay. Okay, perfect. Yeah. So ChatGPT is perfect for your general question and answer, but really speaking, we have a solution called Amy, but the focus was how it can summarize everything together. Like I was talking, right? Project manager needs to know where are the notes, action items, AI summary, and then can AI actually start working on the things which project manager needs to do? Example is even you have to prepare for the meeting or create agenda for the next meeting. Can we do it with the use of AI, right? So how we can do? So example is you could have the notes here. Any note taker is fine. So you have the notes. You should be able to use a AI and feed it as your repository of notes. Similarly, you will have your tasks. So you may have to track these tasks in Excel or even one of the software like Monday.com or Planner. And then you have the to-dos to do, meaning you have to follow up via email or task, follow up on the channel like Teams or Slack. So these are your follow-ups to various people saying that what is the response on this particular task. So these are the three things project manager has to do. And you can certainly use AI system to capture the notes or keep knowledge base and task as well as follow-ups you can do. So you can really ask that. And I'll show you an example of we use HubSpot as a CRM. So if you have a system connected to HubSpot, like Claude can now connect to HubSpot, then how would that work, right? So this is the example of using Claude or Amy is our software to ask, hey, can you give me the all the open deals in the HubSpot? Similarly, so this is done. Similarly, analyze meeting notes you can do. So example is when you are in a certain meeting, that's fine. But if you miss the meeting, then you can summarize the meetings with the use of AI. So that is another thing you can do. Now this is fine, but how about this task which is being discussed automatically assigned to certain people? So that's where the value is. Notes are fine, but tasks have been already assigned to you as well as other people. And that is something which I would say is agentic, where you will have to do manually if you were not using one of the agentic systems. So that's where it is use of agentic. So this is another good one where create meeting agenda. So the meeting agenda can be prepared for you in advance and kept in draft to review. And then when you have a next meeting, you can really utilize this, finalize this, get consensus, and do the meetings. And I'm gonna quickly go through one more, and I'm gonna show you one demo of real agentic AI, how it can work. So project risk is another good one where if you have fed the AI properly on the what risk to track, it can actually track the cost or resources availability and any other dependencies you want it to track like cost overrun or regularity compliance things. So that's what you can feed to AI. Okay, we're gonna jump to one practical demo.
Let's check the agentic AMI. Amen.
Are you able to hear the audio?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Good. Just hold on.
Let's check the agentic AMI. Amanda was drowned in documentation and missed the update from Robert. But Amy was there to help. She updated the ticket on behalf of the Amanda, mentioning details time and channel through which update was shared by Robert. Not just that. In a meeting, Robert was asked to schedule a meeting with a client, and after confirming agenda with Amanda and her availability, Amy, understanding the task, sent an email to Amanda asking her availability and agenda. Once the confirmation was provided by Amanda, Amy scheduled the meeting with Euphoria Industries at proposed date and time, inviting all the key stakeholders, including Amanda, and mentioning the agenda. Let's see more. Robert receives a bug report from one of the clients, describing issue in the download button in the finance module. Amy immediately acknowledges on behalf of Robert, showing value to the client. Also helps the developers and team by creating a ticket in the planner with the details mentioned on the email and assigned it to the Robert with high priority.
So now this one, what's happening behind the scene is we have the system. We have the agent named Amy, and she's in CC or she's watching the email, and that's how the missed email was caught, or it's acting on behalf of Amanda. So that's happening now. In order to deploy this, you need the whole system behind the scene. But I was just saying, you can piecemeal in various things separately. Like the superhuman is the one email system which can reply email on your behalf. Calendly is another one which can let you look into the your availability. So those you can piecemeal, or you can think like a system like Amy to automate a lot of things. So that is one example. Other thing I wanted to highlight was just hold on. I'm gonna go back to my original slides. Is if you are at all creating some applications, so I'm assuming you are already doing things like uh, Synthesia for video creation, but you can also use vibe coding tools like Lovable. Has anybody used Lovable at all? Like creating the web pages? Okay, so Kathy has used it. And I'm going to just show you an example. So, you know, previously you would hire a developer to create certain dashboards or web pages. It's very easy. Um, Lovable.com is the website. And you go and type something like this. Hey, I have an AI agent application where multiple agent run task and send notification, which just trying to so many things happening in the background we are unable to see. Like I showed you example, hey, agent is replying on my behalf, how many meetings it has set it up, and how many it has failure. So something like that, I need a dashboard which should include agent run history, what it did, status, success failure count, and all. Create it. Now, normally in the past, how you would hire a developer and they will say, okay, one thing, I need maybe 20 hours, half a week or 1 week, or maybe I can do in 8 hours, something like that. But if you go to lovable.com and type it, within few minutes, this is the kind of result it will give. And let's go to the Lovable and try this in a minute so you can see this. And there was a question from Deborah as well, is how secure is vibe coding website? I have one example on this because this is just a sample. However, one of the client who runs a limo booking company. So they ensure that their clients can come and book limos for their office travel or vacation and everything. They did a big portion of website on Lovable, and they came to us saying, I already have the website running. I just need to deploy So do these few things. And I have the analysis on that. So Deborah, I'll be able to answer that question in a bit. This is another quick example I want to show you where suppose you have email system and you want it to send certain email to somebody, you can actually go to Claude and also create a system. So example is this is one of the business rule we have is that these are the three project ASM, Euphoria, Nexora. And we are saying any email related to ASM goes to Robert, Euphoria goes to Amanda, and Nexora goes to Julie. How will you ask for this prompt? So I did type this to Claude, and this is how you're gonna describe. Anytime you're gonna give the details to AI, you have to give a little bit more business rule. You tell its persona, like you are an email trial agent, and your task is to analyze incoming emails. So you give the task and give some logic, and then explain a little bit more how to act on that logic. So example is routing rules are ASM goes to Robert, Euphoria goes to Amanda likewise. And then we are giving the actual rules on instruction to do this. And it's able to give the output as uh, email subject. I mean, the example is the email of what I have shown here, and the output is coming. And then you are able to take this output and actually send emails. So we'll have to write some logic on this. But a lot of business rule which was written by the coding in the past is now available in the text format. So let's say English is the new programming language, or your spoken language, written language is the new programming language. So that's where a lot of power of AI comes into picture. I wanted to just show the real case study of if you create vibe coding solution, like I showed you the dashboard, can you really take it to the production? Or can you deploy? Or what are the pros and cons, right? So this is one example of a limo company, which I was saying this client literally was hustling, and within, I would say, 5 days, he had the full-blown website running, but he knew the domain knowledge. So that's the reason he was able to create it. And he was like, okay, I'm ready to deploy. Can I go live? So he had a lot of database, a lot of integrations already done. And this system was able to create the whole trip dispatch or driver assignment, live driver tracking, credit card payments, billing, SMS notification, everything. The thing of this is a little complicated, but the best part, even for solopreneur and small businesses, you can really try by yourself on Lovable or Claude. So rapid application, just with the English language, you can create the website, the MVP, or in the past, you would hire a dev team. You can do it yourself, like Figma or Lovable. You can do this. And then Synthesia is another for the video creation. And you don't have to hire a designer for polished UI like you saw in the case of Lovable. You can do it yourself. Database and all this one become a little complicated. So maybe here you can get the help from the dev team. But he was able to do a lot himself. Now coming back to the real help needed, right? So yes, you can create. So you have idea of your application, right? Like suppose one HR application you have, and you're gonna do that application yourself. The logic may still need some developer, the generated code needs to be checked for the security, compliance, everything. And the architecture we have to make sure correct. So what we had to do was make sure all his transaction on Stripe, meaning the payment processing is all good, security is all good, and then couple of the database thing, they lock it. So Lovable will say you have to pay for hosting the website on our environment. So how AI companies are making money is they will force you to use their environment. And if you want to keep the control on yourself, then that's where you will need the dev team help to make sure that everything is connected properly, and then that application can be deployed on your own chosen platform rather than vendor lock-in, I would say, like Lovable. Yeah, by itself not safe at all. That's will be, I'll say. At the end of the day, whether it's done with AI or yourself, you are responsible. So you have to make sure that that risk, So it's not that just because Claude is done or Lovable has done, it's not your responsibility. So we have to take ownership of it. So that's what I'll call it as a responsible AI. So we have to give owners oversight and secure it, keep the history, comply with all the compliance, like if you're using personal information or health related information, follow the HIPAA compliance and other kind of compliance. You have to do that. You cannot escape it. Um, so in future, I think what I would say the biggest thing to think is there is so much hype happening on AI, but the success, the story what I showed about how we are delivering $100,000 of cost saving, which was it was like $1,000 per employee for hundreds of employees. So that was like 100,000. The biggest success was they were able to find one use case, one simple use case, and that's how they got the real value. And that use case was many of their employees spend time on email to track work orders. So we had to code that anytime I see work order, can I bring information for that employee and save time to that employee. So we were able to save like 30 second to 45 second per employee per interaction. So as you think about use of AI, I know there are a lot of tools. One use case which is taking a lot of your time or which you don't want to work is what we want to think, because easy to get distracted. And these are a couple of example, you can use it in project management or sales related help, research, or just make it as executive assistant. But I would say one simple use case which really saves you time. I'll give you another example. In my business, I have many parallel meetings happening, and I want to review the summary of each meeting. So the notes are going into my emails, which even I'm not checking because sometimes busy. So then I had them send the summary of that meeting in my text. And we know we don't ignore text. And on top of all the meetings now, I know, okay, this client, this meeting has happened. Okay, this is what happened, because I just need to know sentiment or critical item on each client. If client is happy, I don't have to pay much attention. But unhappy, that means something has gone wrong, and I need to be on top of it. So that is the even after doing all this AI thing, I found that as the biggest value in my business. So can you do it on yourself? Maybe not. You may need some help. So reach out to somebody and get it done. But I would say just keep it simple is the thing.
So I'm gonna, and Oscar, I see your question, but why don't you take yourself off mute and just kind of share some of your thoughts based on because you do a lot of this as well. And so with especially with vibe coding and things like that, it's like um those are things that a lot of people don't know a whole lot about. What can you share?
Mm.
Yeah, so Christy, good to see you. Happy birthday.
Thank
Um,
you.
I stopped counting after 55. That's when I got
I
the
know.
IHOP
Yeah.
discount and I got the T-Mobile discount. Um, uh, uh, Manish, so I guess for everybody, I mean, this is really good stuff. I would say around the vibe coding piece, and I think Manish started
Sure.
to touch on it, was you think about security, and I saw some of the questions on there, right? A lot of this
Yeah.
is static. It may not help
Yes.
you um be have a dynamic website. And some people may be a little technical and say, "Hey, Claude, can you run this and tell me what security failures may be in here, etc." That gets a little too
Absolutely.
complicated. But I think to your point, Manish, vibe coding is great for learning, at least in my experience. But I would not, if you don't have a little bit of a technical background, I would not just run with something and set up a website and say we're good to go, especially because you have a lot of organizations that are doing what we call wrappers. They'll find something that
Mhm.
maybe you can get done with ChatGPT, Claude, or other things, and they'll just say, "All right, let me just push this to production." It's very dangerous. I think you touched on the AI hype. I call it AI theater, Manish.
Mhm.
It's just there's too much out there, and so how do you distinguish this? So anytime we, as you're saying, when we're going through this, we have to look at what I would say practical uses. If I may ask you, if you think about ChatGPT and Claude, which most folks on here use,
Yeah.
what are just some practical ways, like a chief of staff or just something that they can set up and they can use under every day, whether they're single like consultants or
Hmm.
they're maybe
Yeah.
looking for job searches?
Yes. And I think we just touch base on that is it can do a lot of things. Whatever is taking most of your time or where you need the most value is where I would say to use. So in job search, it will be actually, have you tried deep research kind of scenario? So you can use it as a coach also.
Oh, yeah, I have. I just figured for the folks on here, just a few tidbits because I know we're running out of time. But just your own experience around it and what you'd recommend. So yeah, deep research is great, right? When you look at, and I swear everybody, I don't use acronyms and things. So if I do, send me a bill, I will pay you. Yeah, penalty. So you look at things like ChatGPT Soul 5.6, right? If you have
Yes.
a $8 a month Go account, or if you have a $20 plus account, you have access to it. It's such a, I guess I'll call it a frontier model. Not really, I don't know. You literally can ask it to start teaching you or doing a lot of these things for you. And sometimes it'll take 5, 10 minutes because you don't have to use the highest level of intelligence, which ChatGPT will give you that option. You pick high, medium, and instant. If you use high all the time, you're going to run out of it's not tokens on the subscription model, but it'll run out of the conversation. It'll ask you to start something. So really think about, do you want to do everything on that high? But it will do that level of completion. You can literally tell it, hey, I want to be able to connect to my note taker with Zoom, my Gmail, all these different things. And it'll do it with you. And you can just say, hey, I want to do this in the safest way possible. So ask me before you take any action, like sending any emails, etc. And I'm just giving you guys a quick 45-second, 1 minute. So I don't want to, I know it's kind of rushed, but I want to just plant that out there for folks. Be curious, play with it. You can't really break it if you just tell it, hey, I want to learn and I want to be safe before you start connecting with things.
Absolutely. I think I do recommend paid version and then create projects and various areas and research is one. I have not seen any other tools which can search jobs and recommend you, but maybe there is some way to code for that when you're seeking job. I think that makes sense is See, check if on Claude or ChatGPT you have connector to connect to maybe like dash.com or indeed.com, maybe LinkedIn, and and
And actually, we have next week, we have somebody that's going to speak on using AI for job search, and they're going into a tremendous amount of detail on how they've done it. And so Udo
Udo had a question.
asked,
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
reading
he
that. Hold
asked a
on.
question
Uh,
about,
Udo, can you come? Yeah, can you
can you
come off
schedule
mute?
nurses and so what you're trying to do is schedule caregivers and clients. So this
If
is
you
like for home
can.
health care, right?
Exactly, exactly. So every client is specific according to what the government permits and allows. We have private pay as well, but there's really a challenge with a group of, let's say, 25 caregivers, 25 clients,
Yeah.
matching the unique needs of the client with the unique skills of our caregivers, realizing we have limited backups and dealing with it on a daily basis because we'll have call outs from the caregiver or the client, and you name it. It's labor intensive.
Okay,
And
so
we
this one.
schedule in advance. It's not like we just let stuff hit the fan.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Sure, sure, sure.
once
So,
you got a schedule set, it's a
yeah.
challenge.
So, Udo, this is a great example where AI can certainly help while being HIPAA compliant and everything, is to know the skill set of available caregivers and the need and match it and produce a matching schedule or propose a schedule which you can accept and help you manage in the dynamic environment, because I think things change, somebody is sick or unable, and then you have to manage the schedule on that, correct?
Yeah, yeah. There was one phrase you used I didn't understand. You said I could use sounded like something with an M.
No, what I'm saying is AI can certainly help on it. There is nothing out of the Claude or Chat GPT right away. It needs a little bit of tuning or programming, but that is a good problem what you have highlighted where AI can be really helpful.
But I mean, well, let me ask specifically. I've been fooling around very informally with three softwares. Is Claude capable of doing this well?
And what is your scheduling system?
What is the one?
Where do you keep your schedule?
Right now, we work through a vendor called WellSky,
Mhm.
which
Yeah,
is specific to the industry.
yes, yes. As long as they have API, there is a way to have Claude look into your scheduling and help you. Not out of box, I would say, but some programming needs to be done, and Claude can certainly help.
So
But
Ali has a question as well.
Okay.
And
Thank you.
Udo, connect with Manish offline. Maybe he is
oh,
having
good
a
idea. Good
Yeah.
idea.
Where is Ali's question? Sorry,
Yeah,
I.
I'm going to ask it personally myself
Yeah.
here. You can
Yeah, go
hear me
ahead.
okay? Can you hear me
Yeah.
okay?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you, Manish, for going through this. Just a couple questions about Think AI that you have going over there. How do you select what type of a use case is going to be critical for organizations and has the biggest impact? Understanding that more than 80% of the companies, they fail to recognize the investments that they have made in AI, and they have difficulty really getting the benefit of this technology, which I think it's great. Um, does Think AI has a strategy and methodology in place to identify what use case is going to be the most impactful for the business? Or you just having that personal assistant software that you are focusing on uh, selling for productivity gain?
Yeah. You have rightly stated about the industry not able to deliver the impact of AI investment, and that's the industry aggregate data. So yes, it's in negative as of now, but as a business, we are trying to make sure that uh, we do some assessment before we start the project. And the success what we have found is assessing the simple use case which has the biggest impact. Like an example was, I have shown that, I mean, I had mentioned that one of our client was tracking work order in email, spending a lot of time. Similarly, another client actually takes the purchase order or booking details in email and manually types it in the backend system. So they actually now are using AI to do it automatic and then have somebody approve. So it's, I would say, not a framework we have, but we are working with each client to assess what are the business flows where we can apply AI and then suggest them. So
Yeah,
that's what we are doing. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, creating a measurable ROI is the biggest challenge right now the organizations are going through in order
Yes.
to ensure that AI investments is the right one. I serve as a chief AI officer, fractional, for different organizations. And one of the challenge that I see a lot of C-level executives going through is exactly that. But
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
you and I can hook up later on. But I have a methodology and a strategy in place where
Oh, okay.
we can actually go through that process of giving executives a confidence in their decision making of which AI tool or application can be beneficial to their organization.
Sure. I'm putting my contact info in the chat. LinkedIn is there. Best is to connect via LinkedIn, or I did put my phone and mobile, email ID. I would love to connect with you or anybody have any further question.
Perfect. Thank you. And happy birthday, Christy, by the way. I just want to make sure I say that.
Thank you, Allie. So we are out of time. And okay, so Manish has put a QR code he's going to send out, and we'll put that in the email and afterwards. So feel free to connect with Manish. And Manish, thank you. And thank you everyone for being with us, and for Ali and Oscar to pipe in with some additional content. Appreciate you. And so everyone, next week we have Brian McConnell, who is a former boot camper who has really mastered AI for his job search. And I'm super excited to take everyone through what he's built and how he's leveraged different tools. And he has really taken his job search to another level. And so we're excited to see you next Friday. And don't hesitate to reach out to me or Cindy. And we'd love to hear from you and happy to help in whatever way we can. And so thank you all. Happy Friday. Thank you for celebrating my birthday with me. And
You're
Manish,
welcome.
thank you so much. And
You're welcome.
everyone, stay cool, stay safe, and we'll see you next Friday. And Oscar, we're going to connect. Bye, everyone.
I just had
Thanks,
a birthday
Christy.
last week, so
Happy
yeah.
birthday, Christy.
Thank you.